A resurgent performance at the Scottish Open gave Trevor Immelman his first top 10 finish in more than 4 years, but it left him short of a return to the Open by the slimmest of margins. The former Masters champ turned back the clock this week at Gullane Golf Club, carding 4 straight rounds of 68 or better. That run included a 5 under 65 in the final round, which gave him a tie for third and left him 3 shots behind winner Brandon Stone, his first worldwide top 10 finish since a T10 result at the 2014 Farmers Insurance Open. There were 3 spots available into the Open for players not otherwise exempt, and for a brief moment it appeared Immelman, 38, might sneak the third and final invite. But with Stone and runner-up Eddie Pepperell both not qualified, that left the final spot to be decided between Immelman and Sweden's Jens Dantorp, who, like Immelman, tied for third at 15 under. As has been the case with other stops along the Open qualifying series, the tiebreaker to determine invites is the players standing in the official World Golf Rankings entering the week. Dantorp is currently number 322 in the world, but with Immelman ranked no 1380, the Swede got the nod. This will mark Dantorp's first ever major championship appearance. Immelman, who hasn't made the cut in a major since the 2013 Masters, was looking to return to the Open for 10th time and first since a missed cut at Royal Lytham 6 years ago. He will instead work the week at Carnoustie as part of Golf Channel and NBC's coverage of the Open. Article tags: Trevor Immelman, 2018 Scottish Open, 2018 Open Championship. There's never a bad time to shoot a 60, but Brandon Stone certainly picked an opportune moment to do so. Facing a jammed leaderboard in the final round of the Scottish Open, Stone fired a 10 under 60 to leave a stacked field in his wake and win the biggest tournament of his career. His 20 under 260 total left him 4 shots clear of Eddie Pepperell and 5 shots in front of a group that tied for third. Stone had a mid-range birdie putt on no. 18 that would have given him the first 59 in European Tour history. But even after missing the putt on the left, Stone tapped in to close out a stellar round that included 8 birdies, 9 pars and an eagle. It's his third career European Tour title, but first since the Alfred Dunhill Championship in December 2016. Full field scores from the Aussie Scottish Open. Stone started the day 3 shots behind overnight leader Jens Dantorp, but he made an early move with 3 birdies over his first 5 holes and 5 over his first 10. Stone added a birdie on the par 3 12th, then took command with a 3-hole run from nose, 14 to 16 that included 2 birdies and an eagle. The eye-popping score from the 25-year-old South African was even more surprising considering his lack of form entering the week. Stone is currently ranked number 371 in the world and had missed 4 of his last 7 worldwide cuts without finishing better than T60. Stone was not yet qualified for the Open, and as a result of his performance at Gullane Golf Club he will tee it up next week at Carnoustie. Stone headlined a group of 3 Open qualifiers, as Pepperell and Dantorp, T3, also earned invites by virtue of their performance this week. The final spot in the Open will go to the top finisher not otherwise qualified from the John Deere Classic. Former champion John Daly has withdrawn from the Open because of a right knee injury and will be replaced in the field at Carnoustie by another major winner, Keegan Bradley. Daly, 52, defeated Costantino Rocca in a memorable playoff to win the Claret Jug at St Andrews in 1995. His lingering knee pain led him to request a cart during last month's U.S. Senior Open, and when that request was denied he subsequently withdrew from the tournament. Daly then received treatment on the knee and played in a PGA Tour event last week at the Greenbrier without the use of a cart, missing the cut with rounds of 77 to 67. But on the eve of the season's 3rd major, he posted to Twitter that his pain remains unbearable, and that a second request for a cart was turned down. "Sorry, really tried these last 2 days to compete. It would have been nice to have gotten a cart, but unfortunately was turned down by our tour board." I couldn't even hit balls this Sam. John Daly, at PGA_John Daly, July 14, 2018. This will be just the second time since 2000 that Daly has missed the Open, having also sat out the 2013 event at Muirfield. He last made the cut in 2012 when he tied for 81st at Royal Lytham. He could still have a few more chances to improve upon that record, given that past Open champions remain fully exempt until age 60. Taking his place will be Bradley, who was first alternate based on his world ranking. Bradley missed the event last year but recorded 3 top 20 finishes in 5 appearances from 2012 to 16, including a T18 finish 2 years ago at Royal Troon. The next 3 alternates, in order, are Spain's Adrian Otegui and Americans Aaron Wise and J.B. Holmes. Article tags: John Daly, Keegan Bradley, 2018 Open Championship, the Open South Lake Tahoe, Nev. San Jose Sharks captain Joe Pavelski held off a charge from 3-time defending champion Mark Mulder to maintain a 1-point lead after the second round of the American Century Championship Celebrity Golf Tournament at Lake Tahoe on Saturday. Mulder began the day 9 points behind Pavelski in the modified Stableford scoring system, which awards 6 points for eagle, 3 for birdie, 1 for par, 0 for bogey and -2 for double bogey or worse. He had 31 points in the round for a total of 47. Pavelski had 23 points on the day for a 2-round total of 48. Former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo, 44, former NFL quarterback Trent Dilfer, 43, 2-time winner and former NFL quarterback Mark Rypien and former tennis standout Marty Fish, 39, followed. Former NBA star Ray Allen, 38, MLB Hall of Famer John Smoltz, 35, and Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, 33, were also in the hunt. Steph Curry, among the leaders after an 18 in the first round, fell back and was at 28 points. Mulder, a former Major League pitcher, had just 4 points after 15 holes on Friday, but since then he has tallied 43 and is now in position to win the tournament at Edgewood Tahoe Golf Course for the 4th straight year. Full field scores from the American Century Championship, so I couldn't hit it worse than I did for the first 15 holes yesterday, said Mulder, who last year became the first player in the tournament's 28-year history to win 3 straight times. So I was kind of excited to get this day going and luckily made a few putts and got that ball in the hole. Pavelski's best finish in 2 previous appearances was 10th. He knows he's going to have to hold off Mulder if he's going to win his first celebrity golf tournament. I hung in there in a good position, Pavelski said. I'm excited to play with the guys tomorrow. There's some good golfers, and they've proven themselves. And Mulder's the guy to beat right now. Sunday's final round will be televised live on NBC at 3 p.m. E.T. Romo, who has competed in U.S. Open qualifier tournaments, said there was no magic to his strong round Saturday. It's probably because I'm just actually a better golfer, to be honest, said Romo, who is an NFL analyst now. I wish it was. I'm more comfortable or mentally stronger or something. No, I've had more time. I've put more time in. Former NBA great and crowd favorite Charles Barkley was alone in last place in the 92-player field with -63 points. Article tags: 2018 American Century Championship, Mark Mulder, Joe Pavelski. Gullane, Scotland, an 11-hour sleep and a hearty Scottish breakfast sparked the latest impressive round in Russell Knox's glorious summer of golf, putting him in contention to seal back-to-back wins on the European Tour at the Scottish Open on Saturday. Knox mastered the windiest conditions of the week over the Gullane Links to shoot a 4-under-66 in the third round, leaving him 2 strokes off surprise leader Jens Dantorp, 68, and 1 behind a 6-way tie for second place in the event used as a tune-up for next week's Open Championship. The Scotsman doesn't want the summer to end. After placing 12th at the U.S. Open last month for his best finish at a major, Knox was runner-up at the French Open and then won the Irish Open last week thanks to consecutive 40-foot birdie putts on the 72nd hole and first playoff hole. Now, he's got a great chance to win his home championship, a week before heading to the Open, also in Scotland. There's also potentially the not-so-small matter of a first appearance at the Ryder Cup in September. "I'm loving the way I'm swinging and the putts are going in," Knox said. "I'm just playing with a smile on my face." The 49th-ranked Knox said his energy levels were low on Friday following his big weeks in France and Ireland, but he "slept like a king" and enjoyed a huge breakfast, including his favorite Scottish bread. It clearly did the trick. Full field scores from the Aussie Scottish Open on a day when Robert Rock, the overnight leader by 2 shots on 13 under, plunged down the field after a 76. Knox birdied 5 of his last 11 holes to find himself tied for 8th place, and among the lead groups teeing off late on Sunday because of TV scheduling. That means he'll miss the entire Football World Cup final. Knox doesn't mind. "Being in contention is more fun," he said. "It's a bit of a bummer, but I'm here to play golf." Rock's implosion. He shot the worst round of the day, which included a triple bogey 7 on no. 11 saw more than half the remaining field race past him. And Torp, an unheralded Swede with just one top 10 finish and 61 starts on the European Tour, birdied his final 3 holes to take the sole lead on 13 under. Behind him, Matt Fitzpatrick 64, Brian Fox 63, Marcel Siem 65, and Scott Henn 63 were all among the earlier starters, playing before the wind really started to pick up to reach 12 under. They were joined by Alexander Bjork 67, and Ricky Fowler 66, who drove 458 yards downwind on the 471-yard par 4 10th hole. Fowler won the Scottish Open when it was last held at Gullane, in 2015. "It was a lot more fun to be out there in the wind, and have the course show its teeth," the American said. "We're right where we wanted to be." 26 players were within 4 shots of the lead. Among them is 2008 Masters champion Trevor Immelman, who shot 68 and was on 10 under. The 38-year-old South African hasn't had a top 25 finish since January 2014 and has plummeted to no. 1,380 in the rankings. "I was a lot meaner in my prime," Immelman said, "and I don't know if I've still got that anymore."